So after the WBO champion Tszyu defended his WBO title last night against Mendoza, he immediately called out Jermell Charlo, where he said, "I want to fight Jermell Charlo next, because he's still the best 154-pounder. On the other hand, after the little Charlo, Jermell moved up 2 weight divisions to fight Canelo, daring to be great. Immediately after he lost to Canelo, the last thing Jermell said about Tszyu is that he was willing to move back down to fight Tszyu at 154.
I'm the little Charlo and I represent that.
And would it be Tszyu next, perhaps?
I guess the winner of him and Mendoza, whoever I got to fight. I'm down to fight whoever, you know. Hey, I want to fight Crawford.
Jermell Charlo said he's willing to move back down to 154 to fight the winner of Tszyu versus Mendoza or Crawford. However, Jermell Charlo let it be known he was not satisfied with how the WBO stripped him of his title and gave it to Tszyu before he fought Canelo, since he was moving up 2 weight divisions in order to fight another undisputed champ. I mean, clearly there's favoritism and double standards in boxing, because nobody stripped Canelo when he moved up to fight Bivol at 175, even though he was avoiding his mandatory Benavidez at 168. In fact, Canelo hasn't fought his mandatory Benavidez till this day. I mean, Benavidez has been Canelo mandatory since 2020, and we already at the end of 2023. So it's been 3 years since Canelo defended his WBC title against Benavidez. However, some way, somehow, every year, Canelo gets a pass. On the other hand, Devin Haney, who's the undisputed champion at 135, he just defended his WBC title a few months ago against his WBC mandatory Lomachenko. Then after that, he offered his next mandatory that's not supposed to be due yet, a 75-25% split. And after Shakur rejected Devin Haney's offer to fight for undisputed, Devin Haney moved up to 140 to fight the WBC champion Regis. Even then, the WBC some way, somehow stripped Devin Haney of the WBC title at 135 that he just defended against the mandatory Lomachenko. You can't make this up. Even Stevie Wonder could see these double standards as clear as day. Furthermore, notice how no one have called Tszyu an email champion yet, the way they called Devin Haney an email champion the whole entire time before he became undisputed. What a coincidence. I guess they only call the fighters on the coincidental list email champs. Remember, at least Jermell Charlo has never turned down a fight with Tszyu, the same way Lomachenko turned down a fight with his mandatory Devin Haney. In fact, Jermell had already agreed to fight Tszyu, but then suffered an injury, and during the time he was off, he got offered a bigger fight against Canelo at 168. So because Jermell took that fight, the WBO ended up stripping him and elevating Tszyu to the WBO full champion status. However, on the other hand, when it came to Lomachenko, due to the fact Lomachenko never beat the WBC champion when he won the WBC title, since he fought for a vacant WBC title when Mikey Garcia moved up to fight Errol Spence against Luke Campbell. So Lomachenko agreed he was going to fight the mandatory Devin Haney 6 months after he won the WBC title, the vacant WBC title. That's the key word, against Luke Campbell. So when the time came for Lomachenko to defend his WBC title within 6 months like he agreed to against his mandatory Devin Haney, Lomachenko even got offered his biggest payday at the time to fight Devin Haney by Eddie Hearn. Even then, he ended up turning down the offer for his biggest payday, and Loma agreed to get stripped of his WBC title since he wasn't willing to fulfill his promise of defending his WBC title within 6 months after he won the vacant WBC title against Luke Campbell. Loma did all that to avoid his mandatory Devin Haney. However, to save face, since he was chasing supposedly his dream of becoming undisputed, he requested a witness protection belt the French fries belt, which by doing so, naturally Devin Haney became the WBC champion. And even though Devin Haney climbed up the ladder the right way by winning every WBC belt there is, from the silver, international, the mandatory belt, so on and so forth. Better yet, even after Devin Haney proved himself by defending his WBC belt against Santiago, Gamboa, Linares, Jojo, and chasing Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez, Ryan, Javante, and all the names you could think of, Devin Haney was chasing all of the smoke. Even then, they called Devin Haney the email champ. However, with the same breath, these same people never called Tszyu an email champ today. What a coincidence. Like I said, even Stevie Wonder could see these double standards. At least, Jermell Charlo never turned down a Tszyu fight. At least, Jermell Charlo, he never agreed to get stripped by the WBO, like Lomachenko did, in order to avoid Devin Haney. Better yet, Loma tried to stay active at the time after turning down the Devin Haney fight by fighting Kambosos. Before anybody knew Kambosos, before Kambosos beat Tszyu, so on and so forth. I'm talking about before Loma even fought Tszyu. At the time, Loma tried to fight Kambosos. However, due to the backlash he ended up receiving for avoiding Devin Haney, Loma decided to take some time off. Old media buried this news in order to save face for Loma, just like they tried to save face for Loma with the French fries belt. That magically disappeared once Devin Haney became undisputed. Whatever happened to the French fries belt? I tell you what happened. Devin Haney ended up ending the French fries belt dynasty. The duck belt. The WBC announced they no longer implementing the French fries belt, or the franchise belt, excuse me. Last but not least, Tszyu is an excellent fighter. I rate Tszyu. I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy by the race fans and old media who only critique based on the yin and the yang. This is as simple as black and white. Nevertheless, there's only one fight to make at the 154-pound division, and that's Jermell Charlo versus Tszyu. I know Jermell Charlo want to fight Crawford. However, he knows he don't have Crawford attention at the moment in time because of his last performance, more importantly, because he's not undisputed at 154. If Jermell Charlo can manage to beat Tszyu, or vice versa, then the winner could end up fighting Crawford, which that's another mega fight. I truly believe Jermell Charlo versus Tszyu is a 50-50 fight. Tszyu is really a walking assassin, and we all know Jermell Charlo is the truth at 154. So go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Is Tszyu an email champ or nah? Like Devin Haney was, supposedly. Keep the same energy, don't flip. With the facts being laid out, drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe below. And to be continued on the next episode of Akhi TV. Peace out. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Great effort. Could you clarify what's going on with the WBO? I know you were going to be undisputed for this fight. They said they were going to ship you afterwards. Just what's going on?
Is the WBO in the room at all? Is there any representative for the WBO?
They're not going to say it. They are.
I mean, they have to, right? I mean, this is a big fight. This is, I don't know, truthfully, you know, I would like to talk with somebody from the WBO and see what kind of issues they can resolve. I don't know if they already made their decision or whatever they made, but, you know, that was already taken from the beginning before the fight, you know, and that sucks. You know, part of life and a part of I got to just continue to roll with the punches. But, you know, Jermell Charlo never get the fair end of the stick. I got to go and fight for mine. But, you know, I believe that moving up to two weight classes to fight for undisputed and continue to stay active. And, of course, I wasn't active for a year because I was off with a hand injury. And you know, from the moment that my hand got injured, the fight got canceled, or whatever happened, the WBO sent me letters from like 30 letters and had me going back and forth to the doctor, randomly just having to prove to them that MRIs and CAT scans and CT scans and X-rays and any time that they wanted to, they must really, you know, like got a relationship with the people in Australia. So, and that's okay with me. And I just got to continue to be a champion and continue to fight and you know, bars none. Put my heart on the line every time I get in there. Yeah.
Jermell.
Oh.
Lance Pugmire, ppv.com. I wanted to ask you, I know you talked about this in the ring. Terrence Crawford, does that make all the sense in the world for your next fight?
Yeah. You know, Terrence Crawford could be on a radar. I think he already probably been on Twitter, you know, like lip wrestling with the internet just to get some clout, some fans, and it's fine. You know, but, you know, he's a champion. He's great at what he do. And, you know, my brother Earl got to get it on with him. And Earl want his lick back. So, and that's what boxing is about. So for the next few years or in due time, you guys will be completely entertained. And maybe I'll talk a little bit more shit because that's what y'all want from me. Because Terrence Crawford been talking shit, so they're going to bring out a different animal in me. But I don't know which animal. But yeah, man, I can fight Terrence Crawford next.
Jermell, thank you.
Where you at?
Back here. Thank you very much. Terrific promotion. Appreciate all your hard work.
Hey, shout out to Floyd.
Throughout.
He came in and showed me some love.
Come on up, Floyd.
You know, I gotta let y'all see the great. You don't come around too often.
Floyd Mayweather.